Welcome to Got Money? Understanding the Basics of Grants and Grant Writing, presented by the Government Relations and Grants Department. Inside, you will discover information that will help you seek and prepare a grant proposal. Inside, you will find what is a grant? How do I get started? How do I find a grant? How do I write a grant? A sample scenario, and the district approval process. Let's start with the basic. What is a grant? Grants provide funding for a specific purpose or project. Grants generally are not paid back. Grants typically require an evaluation or reporting mechanism. Funds must be spent according to the funder's rules, agreed upon project, approved timeline. Grant sources include government agencies, corporations, and foundations. Now, let's take a look at what a grant is not. It is not free money. The funder will have specific requirements and objectives for how the grant is used. It is not forever. A grant will have a specific start and end period for the funds to be spent. Grants are not just for anyone. Grant requirements will specify who is eligible to apply for a grant, and not just any organization can apply for one. While public schools are nonprofits, we do not have the IRS 501c3 designation that some funders require. How do I get started? The way to get started is to focus on your students and an issue affecting them. The issue is the problem that you want to solve. You gather with colleagues and brainstorm possible solutions for the problem you want to solve. Let's say you have finally determined the problem and know you must determine what you need to solve that problem. Well, you need lab equipment, digital devices, books, garden equipment, health-related equipment. The next step is to determine who will manage the grant. When will the grant period start and end? How will you measure success? What will it look like? Let's create a scenario. Let's say that you want to increase third grade reading scores on your campus. You've done your research, and you have determined that a specific literacy program delivered through a digital device could help solve your problem. You access the search function located on the district's Government Relations and Grants website. This site allows you to seek grant opportunities in 12 categories organized by subject. You click on the drop-down and search under both the library and reading categories. Under library, you find the Dollar General Family Literacy Grant. You click on that link and find the deadlines for that grant along with the RFP, which stands for Request for Proposal. This is where you will find the criteria for this particular grant. Now, the next steps are critical. You download the application form, read the directions carefully, follow all the directions to the letter, articulate a compelling need focused on students, challenges, and measurable outcomes. Be sure to create measurable objectives that support your goals. Request a realistic and specific budget with actual program costs. This is an example of how to list a program cost for items proposed to be purchased through grant funds. Also, avoid jargon and acronyms. Their use could cause confusion for fund readers who may not be familiar with them. This is an example of what not to write. I want to buy 21 tablets. My students can take them home. My students will have fun with them. Instead, take this four-quadrant approach. State the problem and/or need. What does your customer need? The problem is not the lack of something. The focus must be on the customer's need and/or problem that you want to address or solve. Describe the method and/or solution for the problem. Here, you provide backup on why your proposal is the best solution. List the outcome objectives. How will you measure them? For instance, how will you measure the increases or decreases or improvements that are related to the problem? Provide the steps that you will take to solve the problem. Now, take the four-quadrant approach to your proposal. Do right. Recent reading scores reveal that nearly 70% of our third grade students fail to meet state standards. Our goal is to improve reading scores among the school's 198 third grade students using an approach that engages children at this age. According to a recent Kids and Family Reading Report, technology could be a positive motivator to get students to read. The report states that 57% of kids surveyed say that they are interested in reading an ebook, and a third of the children said that they would read more books for fun if they had access to ebooks on an electronic device. Your grant will help purchase 21 iPads preloaded with grade-level digital books and reading apps proven by similar programs to increase reading scores. Results of assessments done before and after the use of the curriculum will determine the extent of the increase in reading literacy. Notice that the write-up focuses on students and the value, benefits, advantages, measures, and outcomes that would be provided by the curriculum delivered through the digital device. The device itself was never the focus. Once you find a grant that will help you solve a problem, but before you start writing the proposal, discuss the grant with your principal. Remember that there are different processes for different funding. Allow a certain number of days for the return of signed documents. Northeast requires that one of two documents be signed before the proposal is submitted. You must submit this form for signature if the value of the grant that you seek is $5,000 or less. Allow up to 5 working days for the approval of your proposal. If the value of your grant is more than $5,000, then this form must be submitted and signed. This grant amount requires the approval of all associate superintendents and the superintendent. Allow up to 10 working days for the approval of your proposal. The forms and other grant information can be found on the Government Relations and Grants website. The Government Relations and Grants team will help you search, help you write, and help you submit the grant proposal. Grant winners will manage the grant, submit required reports, and enjoy the rewards of watching your students succeed. Feel free to contact us at the following phone number and email addresses. We are standing by to help. Good luck.